Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another week's edition of the Endzone Club, where we've got a special youth leadership series where every week we're featuring a different guest, a father, a mentor, a leader in the community that's sharing their game experience as well as life experience. And what we're doing, we're trying to push our youth every week from potential to purpose. Today, I got one of my favorite former 49ers of all time, none other than a local legend hero, Jeff Posey out of Bassfield, Mississippi. Jeff, I don't know if that introduction done you well, but if you will, tell us who you are and some of the things you've done, sir.
Well, first of all, thank you, Anthony, for having me a part of this broadcast call. And there was so many accolades, man. I didn't. Sometimes it's still it's funny, especially just growing up in a small town of Bassfield, and I'm really blessed to be able to have played 10 years in the NFL, and sometimes I forget about that until I do things like this or come across some children or some people that remember me or recognize me. So I am truly honored to be part of this call.
Now, Jeff,
Um,
go ahead.
no, I was just going to tell you, I was from Bassfield. I went to Pearl River Community College for 2 years, and I went to Southern Miss for 2 years, and then my career began with the 49ers. Played 4 years with them. After the 49ers, I played with Carolina and Jacksonville. Played with the Houston Texans in 2002 when they came to Houston. Then I played with the Buffalo Bills for 3 years. Then I retired with the Washington Redskins in 2006.
The Washington national team. That's
Oh, I'm
crazy.
sorry. Yes,
No,
the
you're good.
Washington national team.
I think it's funny because when I see a football team without a name, it's just like that's funny to me. But hey, Jeff, listen, I want to first of all thank you for coming on and taking the time out. Now, you were a linebacker and you played with a lot of passion. Talk to the linebacker kids today because for some odd reason, I'm hearing a lot of people not putting respect on the linebackers. What's some
Wow.
advice you give to the young linebackers now about being good at the position?
You know what, Anthony? I had the privilege of playing two positions. I played linebacker and defensive end, outside linebacker. And as a linebacker, especially in today's world, uh, um, the game have have speed up tremendously. The linebacker got to be able to now cover all types of tight ends and running backs. And these tight ends these days, they're not the same type of tight end that run out there in the flat and catch a little 5 yard out. They running deep routes now. So your linebackers got to be able to run. And that linebacker now has to be able to play the run and play pass coverage. So I have a lot of respect for linebackers. And as a linebacker, um, um, coming from a defensive end position and learning the linebacker position, it's a lot to be said there just to be able to play a position that you have to do multiple things: run, pass, take on blocks, and then you have to be like the utility guy, and then the signal caller. You actually the linebacker, especially the Mike linebacker, is the signal caller of the defense, just like the quarterback is.
And that's true. My brother was a middle linebacker, and that's something about it. You guys are like the utility knife. You do probably have to do everything everybody else does, but you get so little credit. Now, something else I've been impressed with you about, Mr. Posey, is not only are you a football player, but you're a man of faith. You're a man of principle. How has that guided you in life? Having, God as your compass, as your source, as, what pushes you and gives you direction. How has that helped you?
You have touched something now that my faith. If it had not been for my faith, I would not be the man that I am, the father, the husband, or neither the football player that I was. Because you play a game that is so intense, and then especially when you make it to the level of the professional level, that you have a career now. It's not just a game. This is your livelihood. And so my faith played a role where I had to depend on the Lord, especially a guy who played with 6 different teams that was cut and released and then signed an ultimate deal with the Buffalo Bills. And through my faith and through prayer, that what got me through. Believing in Jesus, believing in the Lord Most High, because that's what it's about. Because football is only a short period. I don't care. I was blessed to play 10 years, but that's such a short period of your life that you have a life to live on beyond that. You got to be a husband. You have to be a father. You have to be a brother or a sister or a friend to someone. And it's about impacting the kingdom of God. And you can't do that unless you have a relationship with Jesus Christ.
I like that, because I think a lot of times one piece of advice someone gave on another call was learning to live in the moment. Football is just a moment, but your faith is forever. That's probably the most important advice that you could ever give. With that said, Mr. Posey, I've got one final question for you, and I'm going to thank you for your time and let you go. But now that you've gotten some wisdom and you've experienced a little life, you've had some success, you've played against some guys from Jeff Garcia, Troy Aikman, the Brett Favres of the world. But right now, what's some advice that you would give the younger you or a younger man like you? What's some advice that you've got now that you wish you knew when you were younger?
And maybe you said it earlier, or somebody may have said, seize the moment, and live in the moment and enjoy the moment, and then enjoy it from a Christian life. It'll last a lot longer. Sometimes, the NFL can be stereotyped. You see this, you see the bling, and you see things of that nature. But there are many other great guys that have played this game, that has a walk with Christ, that live their faith out. And of course, we know some of those players. And that's what it's about, enjoying life in that aspect of it, and not saying you got to go out there and do this. You got to have this type of fun. You got to drink, and you got to do this and smoke and all this. And that's what it's not about, because one thing about it, like we said earlier, you have life to live on beyond earth. And you got to think about that. Even if you live to be 100 years old, that cannot compare to eternity. So what do you want to spend eternity? And here, catapult you or place you where you're going to spend eternity. So I would tell someone, the younger me, just don't let football be God. Let your God be God, who is in heaven, who created man and earth.
Jeff, I thank you for your time. I'm thanking you that you provided us this opportunity to come in and speak to the lives of our young people. With that said, everybody, we would like to thank you for enjoying this edition of the Endzone Club. You guys be blessed, and be sure to be at the same spot next week, streaming and enjoying the message. Be blessed.